Are the dogs cold? This is undoubtedly one of the most frequent questions that dog owners ask themselves when winter arrives, and it is that if they already have the hair that protects them from low temperatures, why do they shiver when they are on the street? In this video we will help you identify the symptoms of cold in dogs, the consequences it can have on them and how to protect them. Find out how to tell if your dog is cold so you can help him. 1. Do dogs feel cold? The first thing to clarify is that, like us, dogs feel hot and cold, regardless of the breed and the type of hair they have. Dogs have a layer of hair and fat on their skin that act as natural thermal protectors. This layer of hair makes two changes a year, one in spring and one in autumn, to prepare its body for the change in temperature and adapt it. However, on many occasions this layer of hair can become insufficient during the winter and, therefore, allow the cold to penetrate your dog. There are a series of cold-tolerant dog breeds, adapted to these climates, so they will hardly require our help to bear them. Some examples are the Alaskan Malamute, the Siberian Husky or the Saint Bernard. But, there are others who are not so lucky and their nature does not offer them this possibility, so you must be careful to prevent your dog from getting cold. Dogs such as the Chihuahua, the French Bulldog, the Yorkshire or the Chinese Crested are usually the most vulnerable to falling temperatures. This is so because they are breeds that have very short hair, or do not have hair at all. On the other hand, puppies and elderly dogs are also more prone to cold more easily. 2. How do you know if your dog is cold? To answer this question, ask yourself the following question: how does your body react to the cold? With tremors. The dog's body is no exception and, therefore, tremors are the main symptom of cold in dogs. Whether he is indoors or on the street, if your dog begins to shiver, it is most likely because he feels that he is cold. However, this is not the only sign, and there are other symptoms of cold in dogs that we will have to pay attention to. Slow breathing and movements. If you notice that your dog breathes slower than normal or, even, that he has difficulties to do so, it is possible that he is cold and is catching a cold from it. Increased sleep. Is your dog more tired? Do you sleep more than usual? If so, it may be a consequence of the cold and you will have to put measures to help him cope. Also, watch his posture when sleeping. If you squirm as if trying to cover yourself with your own body, you absolutely need to cover yourself with a blanket or warm clothing. Dry skin. Especially hairless dogs can have dry skin if they feel very cold, a fact that you will have to treat immediately to restore vitality to their skin and keep it in perfect condition. Some dogs may have a cold body and this is a symptom of cold, however, it is not a sign that is always present, so it is preferable to be guided by the above symptoms. On the other hand, if you notice that your dog has stiffness in a specific part of his body, you should massage the area very carefully to offer your warmth and try to alleviate the symptoms. If after a few minutes you do not notice improvement, you will have to take him to the vet immediately. 3. At what temperature is a dog cold? As with people, each dog is different and not all feel cold at the same temperature. However, in general, it is from 8 degrees when they begin to present symptoms of cold, so it is convenient to protect them if in your place of residence you are at this temperature or lower. 4. Consequences of cold in dogs. Now that you know the symptoms of cold in dogs, you should know that not acting to relieve them can trigger the appearance of respiratory problems and serious pathologies such as hypothermia. Here are the most common ones: a cold, bronchitis, laryngitis, pharyngitis, pneumonia. Although these are the most common diseases in dogs during the winter, they are not the only ones, so protecting them from the cold is a mandatory task for owners if they want to ensure their well-being and maintain their health. In this way, if you suspect that your dog is cold and may suffer from any of these pathologies, do not hesitate and go to the vet as soon as possible. In particular, pneumonia can only be treated with antibiotics that must be prescribed by a specialist, so it acts quickly and offers the best care for your dog. 5. Do you have to cover the dogs to sleep? Again, it all depends on the needs of your dog. If you notice that your dog is cold in winter, do not hesitate and leave a very warm blanket on his bed so that he can cover himself if he needs it. In any case, as he will remove it in case of heat, it is worth leaving it on cold nights. On the other hand, if you realized late that your dog was cold and has clear symptoms of dry skin, you will have to get a moisturizing shampoo for dogs in order to combat dryness and restore vitality to his skin. Remember that, as a caregiver, you have a series of responsibilities that you must fulfill if you want to have a healthy, cheerful and happy dog by your side. Offer all your love and the best care to protect your dog from the cold and keep him cool in summer. If you liked this video, share it on your WASP, as well as on your social networks, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now please write us a comment. I send you a big hug. Don't forget to also ask for advice on the link in the description of this video, where it says click here. Thanks.